Today's Cosplay Con Talk episode is sponsored by Moco Queen Color Contacts. Don't forget to use my code Wayne for 10% off at checkout at mocoqueen.com. With that being said, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Known here, and welcome back to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and convention. I'm sorry if I seem to be lagging. I have a video that's probably don't need to hear about that. Anyway, tonight I am joined by some cosplay guests, and we are going to be talking about, well, they're going to be talking about their experiences, what it's like wearing contact lenses while in cosplay. And before we begin, we got some new faces. So I'm gonna have them introduce yourself, starting with Rocky Rants. Mind introducing yourself?
Your thing. Hi guys, my name is Rocky. I go by Rocky Rants Cosplay and Rocky Rants pretty much everywhere on the internet. I have been a cosplayer now for going on about 15 years or so. Yeah, excited to be here. Pretty much all of my cosplays use contacts, so very well versed in that world.
Oh, first off, congratulations on being a cosplay veteran, as I call it. If you've been cosplaying for more than 10 years, you're in that category of cosplay veterans. So very cool. Next is Mut Rib Cosplay.
Hey there. Yes, I am Mut Rib Cosplay. I've been please ignore the dog. I've been cosplaying for about almost 4 years now, right before COVID hit, basically. And I tend to wear contacts with just about every cosplay that I do as well. And I'm very passionate about the safety and the cleaning and the maintaining of them. So that's why I'm here today.
And next up, you may have seen them quite a few times on this channel. We were joined by Elsa, also known as Ultimate Phantom.
No need for introduction, just like happy to be here.
So, as stated, we are going to be talking about, what it's like wearing contact lenses, the safety, also as we'll go into that later. Starting with Rocky, what was it like the first time you wore contacts for cosplay, and how did you find out about wearing contacts for cosplay?
So I had already been cosplaying probably for about 3 or 4 years. I was terrified of them, of the mere idea of them, just because I had heard a lot of horror stories. But then in the same breath, I was also scared of doing my own cosplay wigs. So you live and you learn and you grow. But I wanted to go about it in the safest manner possible. So what I ended up doing is I ended up going just to like a Target optical and just getting a very basic eye exam. And while I was there, I explained, I'm interested in getting costume lenses, but I want to make sure that my eyes are, healthy enough to handle them. After I was all cleared by the eye doctor, I had my prescription, which was a 0 at the time. And I went through a company called AC Lens, which is based here in the United States. And will only give you lenses if you do have a prescription for them, if you have been to an eye doctor. The very first cosplay I ever wore lenses with was for my Bill Cipher cosplay. So I got the very standard cat eye, and it took me about 45 minutes to put in one contact when it arrived in the mail. And then took me probably another 20 minutes to get it out afterwards. But, after seeing, what it brought to the costume, I just kind of went ham, and I use contacts for pretty much everything now, except for my my Riddler cosplays. And yeah, I tried to go about it in the most straight line possible, considering it's not called Pinkie Pie. What is it called? Pinkie Paradise was like at its height of height when I was first looking into it.
Pinkie Paradise? What is?
Oh,
I'll look.
So, Pinkie Paradise. Pinkie Paradise. I do think they still exist as a Circle Lens. It's a Circle Lens company out of South Korea, I believe. You don't need a prescription or have even seen an eye doctor to order from them. And they are decently cheap. That's good and bad. A lot of people really enjoyed ordering from them because they had a huge selection. And like they got to you quickly. It wasn't, you know, waiting 10,000 years to get circle lenses, which I started cosplaying a long, long time ago. So this was back when like trying to find anything for your cosplay, if you could find something all in one location, it was amazing. Unfortunately, some of their products were not vetted in the best way, and ended up causing some eye damage in several cosplayers who did follow all safety precautions, did clean their lenses properly, and still ended up with eye infections and other eye issues, through no fault of their own, simply because it was a bum product that they got.
And I think anyone can agree here, because no, just to clarify, no one here is a expert when it comes to like a professional expert when it comes to contact lenses. And I know
No.
everyone can agree here that always, whether it's for cosplays, whether it's for the makeup, whether it's for contacts, wigs, whatever, when it comes to cosplay, always do your research.
Always.
Mhm.
Always. With the way the internet is now, especially, it takes 30 seconds to Google, and it could really, you know, make sure that you are being safe and healthy.
By the way, I will have to say, I do, and with your permission, if I could show a bigger picture.
Oh yeah, for sure. Go for it.
I
Anything
will
on my
say
Instagram, Twitter,
it
whatever.
is a really, and I will can't really see the contacts. Oh,
Oh.
God.
oh.
Lovely phone.
You can I mean, I'll show a bigger picture, but yeah, the cat. So where did you get the yellow cat contact for your Bill Cipher cosplay?
So with Bill Cipher, I wear a white cat eye because it blends into the rest of my natural sclera. And since since he's just a triangle with like a slit, it just gives that one image, that one little slit image. The place I order from most frequently these days is called and I hate the name of this website. It's called Twink Lens. And I think it's supposed to be a play on the word twinkle, but that's definitely not how my brain reads it.
Wait, you say
Um,
I'm not gonna repeat that word, but I swear I heard.
Twink Lens, yes, Twink Lens.
That's an interesting name. No hate on the name.
Is I just get the basic cat eye. A lot of contact websites will have those. The cat eye style is very popular. I also have a yellow pair that I wear for my Crowley cosplay up underneath my sunglasses. But yeah, I just find, I think they're like the same brand across the board, just because they all use like the same eye model for literally every single picture of that cat eye. But I like to buy from Twink Lens. I have bought from AC Lens occasionally if I'm having a hard time finding stuff. And then the other vendor I really, really love to use for hyper detailed, weird contacts. I've worked with a gentleman in the Los Angeles area. His company is called Samhain Lenses, spelled like the holiday. And he custom hand painted my cherry bomb lenses, my cherry bomb scleras.
I saw your cherry
Friday.
bomb from Hasbin Hotel. Really well done.
Yeah, he was a joy to work with. If you are struggling to find anything that isn't a standard on the market, like those cat eye lenses, those cat eyes are pretty standard across the board. A lot of anime characters that have weird designs on the inside of their eyes, a lot of Naruto characters, you can find those a lot more commonly now. But if you have something very specific in mind, getting hand painted lenses from someone like Samhain Lenses is fantastic. They are expensive, but they're extremely high quality, and he does double check that you have been seen by an eye doctor as well. Like he's not just gonna sell you bootleg lenses out of the back of his truck or anything. Like he runs a very, very professional operation, and he's speedy and a delight to work with.
Nice. Next up, Mut Rib. What was the very first time you wore contact lenses for cosplay, and how did you come about finding about contact lenses for cosplay?
I think, trying to think. Yeah, so my gateway character into contact lenses was Kakashi from Naruto, which I mean, just the one, right? So not too hard to get into. I honestly, before I got into cosplay contacts, I actually already had prescription contacts for just regular prescriptions. So as far as getting used to using them or getting into using them, it wasn't anything scary, I guess. I had an auntie that taught me how to put my like regular contacts in at like 14. So, you know, years later, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Just plop this in. But definitely, definitely learned a lot more specifically about the colored contact lenses. The first year I was going into it, definitely probably more risky choices were made as far as the companies I was ordering from or where I was getting them. I got I forget the name of the specific eye for what Kakashi has, but
I know I know he calls it the Mangekyo Shotgun.
yeah, the Shuttergun one. I got that from a con in Portland. I won't say the name just to be nice. In their vendor hall because you know they sell them at cons sometimes.
That seems just a little bit sketchy, selling contact lenses at a con.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I
I
do
mean,
remember that time when it's like, yeah, I just bought my lenses on the con floor from a person.
yeah, from
Mhm.
booth 284, who knows?
Mhm.
I mean, here's the other thing too. I'm from LA, and so we have a thing called Santee Alley. And so
Oh
growing
God.
up, yeah. So growing up like in that kind of environment where you're buying stuff, if it's like not from the best place or probably might have not, you know,
It's not
kosher
falling
things.
apart.
Yeah,
It's not
you
falling
know,
apart. There aren't cops telling me it's not okay to
yeah,
buy it, so it
the
should be
brand's a little off in
fine.
the logo, you know, stuff like that. So like for me it was kind of a normal thing. But then like with anything I do, like once I get into it, I go, okay, cool. And I sit down and I do my research. And then of course I was like, all right, we're gonna throw these out, you know. So it evolved from that. But yeah, Kakashi was the first contact lens I ever wore.
So I know he has, if I'm not mistaken, he has a regular, I think what, a blue eye, and then he has his shotgun eye covered by his
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a debate whether it's blue or gray. But we
Penny,
don't need to get into that.
yeah, Kakashi. Um, and I like you said, and I know like I asked Rocky that you would agree always do your research when it comes to buying contact lenses, whether it's from a store or online. I'm sure you can agree on
Hmm.
that too.
Yeah. My only thing about it was like, honestly, when I started cosplaying, I was the only friend in my group that was doing it. So as far as being kind of taught or shown the way, you know, of doing any of this, it was a lot of self-learning and a lot of self-taught stuff. But yeah, the second, especially because your eye absorbs things just like your skin does, it's like anything that's kind of medical or needs to be sterile, etc. Like that was the first thing I was like, okay, cool, we're gonna really get into this and make sure we're doing this like as healthily as possible.
Oh, I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, I don't wear contacts personally myself, but you know, I think it's wise to do your research before, and I've been always told, always do your research on all this kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Elsa, same question. When was the first time you wore contact lenses for your cosplay, and how did you come about finding about contact lenses?
I can give you the exact date and what time I put on my contact. Thank you, Snapchat. August 22, 2020 at 8:54 a.m. I love Snapchat.
Oh my God.
I even pulled up the little picture to show you guys. My first contacts were for Nezuko, and I was not responsible like you guys. I did not do my research, and I bought them off AliExpress.
Ooh.
Oh.
Don't
Oh
worry.
my God.
Luckily, I was lucky. Nothing happened. And looked up just TikTok tutorials on how to put on contact lenses.
I mean, she's got some
Mm,
like really bright pink eyes too.
yeah.
The contacts that came in, hang on, you can't even see it. Like, can't even tell it. I'll send it to you. Just like was a very light pink too. I'll send it to you, Wayne, to show
Okay.
you, and then you
Okay.
can enhance it. You know, do whatever.
All right. Can do.
And yeah, but then I started learning from other TikToks a little after learning about it. Oh, this was not correct. I have to do this. And yeah, I did throw those contacts because I didn't take care of them. They did dry up and like they're no longer usable either way.
Yeah.
But I've been taking care of my contacts now. I've been having these pair for like a year now, the ones I have in my eyes.
Nice. Where did you get the one for? Where the ones you're wearing now? Where did you get those from?
Those were like my friend did not like these. When she saw them, she like they were don't worry, they were not open yet. She's like, these were not my color, and just handed it to me like, here, Merry Christmas.
Not the color they were looking for their cosplay or just in general.
Basically. So I'm like, okay, yeah. Bet I know how to wear contacts.
Nice. Do you know where your friend got them?
Good question. Assuming from one of those big websites that is popular, like,
Moco Queen.
Moco Queen. By the way, that is our sponsor for today.
Hey,
hey, we got a sponsor.
Put in Wayne for put in my code Wayne for 10% off on your purchase on mocoqueen.com. Link in the description below. I gotta thank Countess Autumn Lynn for that for helping with that sponsor. But yeah, shout out to Moco Queen. Back to you, Rocky. What has it been like wearing contacts for your cosplays?
I love it. I think it really just kind of rounds out the character when I wear cosplay. It just kind of gets that whole final picture together. Like I have these really big they're not full scleras, they're mini scleras, so they cover quite a large part of my eye, but not all of it for like my Husk cosplay that just really pulls it together.
Who?
Husk from Has Been Hotel.
Oh, Husker. My favorite, one of my all-time favorite characters. Aside from
we love an alcoholic bar cat.
Yes.
We do.
So like I love those big yellow eye contacts. I always get compliments on them. And then like I have a pair of really solid purple ones that I wear when I do Judy Hopps. And it's just, it's that little extra oomph.
I forget her eyes are purple in Zootopia.
I know. It's not something that you notice very clearly, and it's not a super upfront thing because it's not like a plot point or anything like that. But it's that little extra attention to
for
detail.
Anyone who wants to, and I'll be showing a comparison because I like showing cosplay comparison. Like her eyes are like really purple, which is really cool.
Yeah, and it can be a hard color to get, especially because I have brown eyes. So when I'm able to get like, that really bright color that really pops, it helps me feel more in touch with the character. It helps me feel like my costume is completely polished, completely put together. Like it's just another thing in addition to like going back to my Bill Cipher cosplay. Like, yes, I have the coat, but the coat also needs the bow tie, also needs the hat, also needs the wig in a very specific place, and then it's all polished off with
and then the cane to top it all off.
Cane to top it all off, and a little cherry on top. But it's something that I like to do that for me, it makes me feel polished, but like it's never something that, when I look at cosplay, it's not a mandatory thing. Like do it if you can, if you enjoy it.
Yeah.
But it's not whether or not you choose to use colored cosplay contacts or no contacts, because like I have my one very, very good friend, her username is Rainbow Pandas. She does Charlie from Has Been Hotel, and she was looking for red contacts, and she's got really bad astigmatism, so she couldn't find any. And you know what? She still looks killer in her cosplay because we're all just nerds here to have fun. But yeah.
Nice. Same question for you, Mut Rib. What has it been like wearing contact lenses for like over like for the past few years you've been cosplaying?
Yeah, just to go off of what Rocky said, like, yeah, really remember to, like, if you can't wear contacts for any reason, it doesn't mean that you're not complete. Like, it doesn't mean that your cosplay is any better or worse. Like, that's definitely like a big point to make. But for me, you have the ability to wear them, and honestly, it just complete euphoria. Like, especially because you're used to I have brown eyes too, so when you get a pair that actually like cover the dark,
It's
you know,
magical.
yeah, you're just like, yeah, I'm somebody else. You're just, just
They'll
that
never
one
catch
more.
me.
Yeah. None of my friends know who I am. Cool. But yeah, it honestly just it really helps just make you feel like, a different person. It helps you feel like you're in character. I'm not the most animated when it comes to like being in character as far as cosplaying. I'm pretty chill constantly. But like yeah, just being able to pose or take a photo, or just interact with other, cosplayers, it feels really surreal and really fun and just like, yeah, euphoria to sit there and be like, cool, I'm dressed as Zagreus from Hades, and like people are engaged with that image, right? It just really just adds like another fun bit to it. But yeah, it is totally optional. There's definitely a couple cosplays that I've just been like, you know what, I don't feel like I need to wear contacts for this guy or whatever. Like when I did Kiba from Naruto, he does have the similar cat eye kind of thing going on. But honestly, I do have those contacts, but they turn. So,
Yeah.
there's every once in a while, it's just like your friends look at you and you're just like, are they turned? And they're just like, yeah, because they look at you funny about it.
Or it's the best when like a total stranger comes up and goes, "Why is your eye shaped like that?" And it's like, ah, darn.
Yeah, you're in goat
The
mode
goat
instead of
eye.
cat mode. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just about to say, when you're wearing like the cat eyes, they turn, and the next thing you know, it looks like your eyes look like goat eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or one is just turning and the other one's hanging on. It's just a very
Just-
interesting moment.
it's so crazy to see like when a cosplayer is not only wearing the contacts but like makeup as well, whether it's a lot or a little, they look completely different.
Yeah.
I swear, cosplayers are like chameleons. 1 minute, or I call it the Superman effect.
Mhm.
1 minute they're this, but then you just like take off the wig, have regular clothes on, your glasses, whatever, and it's just like, weren't you just that person like 5 minutes ago?
It's so much fun.
Mhm.
It's
We're the
so
ultimate catfish.
like I was at a con and I was like showing pictures to my coworkers that when I got home on Monday, I was like showing them pictures of the con. They're like, "Is that you?" And then I have to remind myself that these are the same coworkers that one day I came into work with makeup on and nobody acknowledged me for a good 25 minutes. They weren't.
Yeah.
So much fun.
It's like it's crazy just seeing, you know, what little you have to do to look completely different, whether you're cosplaying from a video game, anime, movie, TV show, book, whatever. And it's just like, and I feel like contact lenses really do just, make that illusion all the more interesting.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They say that the eye is like the window to the soul. And it's like, if that's not your soul that people are seeing, it's like they're going to just be like, oh, this is somebody else.
That is the
Like,
most
oh.
sinister phrasing I have ever heard describing contact lenses
Well,
in
it
my
just
life.
blocks it, like
I
people who
adore
know
it.
you look at your face, they look at your eyes, and then you have friends that like you got the contacts in and they go, oh my God, I didn't even know that was you. And it's like that just one little ounce of disengagement. It's weird, but it's cool at the same time.
Oh no, I agree. Elsa, same question. What has it been like wearing contacts while in cosplay?
Well, it's a love-hate relationship, obviously. And for me, because when I put them in, it makes me cry a lot. So I'm like,
Mm.
I know I hope you guys experience what I feel like cry when I put them on, and then I don't know why it just makes me cry. But then you get used to it. It's like very discomforting, and then a couple hours later, like, oh,
Hmm.
oh yeah, I have them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That nothing is worse than when it's like, oh shit, I need to put in my contact lenses, and you're like, makeup is half done. You're like,
Yes.
better not have
Oh.
to redo my entire face because it's about to get sopping wet with tears.
Yeah.
I know some people put in the contacts first and then they put the makeup on.
I
That's
try
what
to
I
do
do.
that. I try to do that, but there are definitely days that I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm baking and I'll be fine. And I walk past the mirror and I go, God damn it.
Basically.
Oh man. So like I'll go back to Rocky real quick because I know you were talking about purple contact lenses. I've only ever seen the only time I've ever seen purple contact lenses be worn, it was never in person. It was in the video, it was on the TV show The Witcher, which, my favorite show, except for when, Henry Cavill left. Still a little
We're all in mourning.
spiteful about
We're
that.
all upset.
But it looked so weird. Like it looked seeing Yennefer's actress wear the purple contact lenses, it looks so convincing.
Yeah. Purple is a very hard color to get. The one pair I've gone through a couple different pairs of contacts for Judy. The very first pair I got were more natural-ish kind of look, like they're going for Yennefer. But the pair I like to wear, actually, it looks like they put down a white, black, like a blank out color down first, and then added the lavender color on top of it. And it's the only way it's been really able to like pop.
So like your stereotypical anime eyes in a sense.
Yeah, it kind of looks like that. It kind of looks like, someone just drew a circle and then just like filled it with like the most basic color ever. And it doesn't have, those deeper colors or shadows that are in your more realistic like circle lens colors, but it's the only way, especially on dark eyes like mine, it's the only way to get them to pop. And it's the one thing that I'm like a little jealous of with cosplayers who do have naturally lighter eyes, is that you can get, very bright hazel or blue or green or really any color that you're looking for. And it's just going to show up easier on lighter eyes. And, it just takes a while to find a brand that will do those light colors on dark eyes really well.
Here is an example of Yennefer's purple eyes from The Witcher.
And I guarantee you a lot of the contacts that are made for Hollywood that do produce that final look are going to be in the hand painted category, like I mentioned earlier. There are individuals who work with the costuming departments who you work with the actor and you just get, their basic lens, whatever their prescription is. And then you hand paint probably 5 or 6 different pairs of those lenses so they can use them on a cycle throughout filming. Like during Pirates of the Caribbean is a great example of the use of contact lenses. On Pirates of the Caribbean, they used hand painted lenses for some of the pirates to give them that jaundice.
I remember seeing about that, especially for I think it was Rigetti, Pintel and Rigetti. His eyes were like yellow, distorted, like
yeah.
And I'll show a picture because like that is
they're
really
incredible
cool.
work. The contact lens work in Pirates of the Caribbean franchise specifically is incredibly impressive. And another thing that they did that, hasn't made its way into the cosplay community yet, but the second they release the technology, we're going to be all over it. The contacts that their leads used that had a lot of daytime scenes. So Orlando Bloom, Johnny Depp, Keira Knightley. Those contacts had a little bit of UV protection, so they weren't constantly squinting into the camera. So the second that is available to the generalized public, it's all over. Because if I can wear a colored contact that doesn't leave me squinty into the sun when I am trying to take my photos. Whew.
I mean, I'm sure they do make them, but they probably cost a lot of money.
Stupid expensive, or it's a weird chemical, thing that, for people who are hand painting lenses for the general public may not be something they can get a hold of super easy, but like,
and
that's the treat.
Speaking of going back to The Witcher, another character's eyes I want to talk about, Geralt's eyes from The Witcher. They kind of remind me of Sith contact lenses, like contact lenses you would wear for Sith or demons.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's kind of like what my husk lenses look like. It's that very bright pigmented yellow with the slightly enlarged pupil
and like the red on the outside.
Yeah, it's just, and those yellow, orange, reds are gonna, weirdly enough, are gonna pop a lot easier than something in the cooler blue green family on any eye color. And that's why I love my husk lenses so much, is because, especially for people who do know me, if I turn around and they're like, yes, you have brown eyes, or yes, you have blue eyes today, or whatever, the yellow always freaks people out in like the best, most satisfying way. They're just like, oh shit, your eyes are so cool. It's like, thank you. I have pieces of plastic in them.
Yeah.
And just
then
one
they get
more-
like 2 inches from your face to be like, can I look
Yeah.
at them?
But look,
Yeah,
just
they get like aggressively close. Yeah, those are
L-
definitely probably hand painted lenses.
look how natural those contacts look, though.
Mhm. That'd
We
be
Imagine,
great.
also,
imagine
we
finding
also
color.
love post. We also
Imagine-
love post production.
I would say, imagine finding, color contacts
Yeah.
that look that natural.
Oh yeah. And that's also the beauty of like today's technology that we have as well. If you're not comfortable wearing contact lenses, or they're not the color that you want them to be, the magic of Facetune and Photoshop and anything online really can get you that final product for your final pictures. Like, you don't have to do it if you don't want to, but there's so many more opportunities to change the eye color in your photos than there used to be, like even just 5 years ago, which is
Yeah.
so cool to see.
Editing color for eyes is one of the
So much
simplest
fun.
edits that I do for people, and it really helps them because they're like, I don't want to spend money, or they're scared to touch their eye, and I'm like, if you
Yeah,
want
or
me
you know
to,
what,
I
Like
can
me,
give
who's
you
afraid
the
to touch their eyes.
Yeah, and also like, being in the United States, anything regarding medical, anything is stupid expensive, especially if you don't have insurance. So yeah, oh, I can't afford to go
I
see an eye doctor.
mean, prescription contact lenses are like medical grade, like you would get from
Yeah.
an eye doctor, are stupid expensive, but it doesn't hurt. Like, for example, going on Mocha Queen, they have RX lenses,
Mhm.
but
yeah.
you have to make sure you have to I know, I'm not sure, I think they recommend it, or just in general, go to your eye doctor so you know what type of lenses you wear, so you can get the right kind.
Yeah, as long as you have your prescription number. Most of these websites these days, like back in the day, it used to be like you have a prescription of 00, and then you can get colors, and getting colors in a script were really hard. And these days, most websites will do any colors in a prescription, which is really cool to see.
And there are sites just like again, not an expert here, but there are some contact lens websites will also will say their contact lenses are like FDA approved or KFDA approved, which is good. So like it's like legit.
Mhm.
Yes.
So now on to some of your back to you, Rocky. What has been some of the favorite contacts you've worn for cosplays? Like your top, I guess, like your top 5.
My top 5. Okay. My Husk ones, I've worn them with a couple other just outfits, and they always get a great reaction. I love my cherry bomb lenses because they are hand painted. They are just for me.
I love the
And also, they-
yellow X across
I
the
know.
eye.
My favorite part about those lenses is when working with Samhain lenses, he had access to weighted lenses. So
I have
those
heard weighted lenses are
don't
good.
move. They
I-
don't move. They stay in the same spot the whole day. I never have to worry about them rotating. It's the most magical thing ever. It does take me a long time to actually get one into my eyeball, and I am effectively blind all day, but they look cool.
But it's worth it though. I heard
It
weighted
is,
I heard
it
weighted lenses feel a little bit like texture wise, they feel a little bit
They
different.
they are a little thicker. So it makes it a little more finicky to get them in, but I love the result that they give. I love my lenses that I use for Crowley, simply because I do wear the sunglasses on top of it. So when I do, lower my glasses for pictures, people freak out. And that's
I
always
love
fun. I love my little Easter egg lenses.
what is contact with Curly's eyes? Would they be like considered cat eyes?
So I use a cat eye lens simply because when I was originally cosplaying, well, I need to order them because I haven't cosplayed Crowley in a long time. So my original lenses were cat eye lenses, but now, as time has gone on, it's been 4 years since season 1. Now a lot of
That
people
long already?
No.
On season 2 just like recently season 2 just recently ended.
I just finished it today. It was incredible. I am so many emotions. But as time has progressed, there's a lot more variety if I want, a dragon eye or a snake eye, because they are technically snake eyes, but at the time, the closest thing I could find was a cat eye that has that kind of slit pupil. And then I love my Judy lenses. My purple Judy lenses they're a really, really pretty color, and I never thought I would be able to pull a purple off with how dark my eyes are. So yeah, those are my faves.
For anyone, and I'll be showing another picture, but here's a good look at David Tennant wearing the eyes for Crowley.
Yes,
This
they're gorgeous. They're gorgeous.
I
And the
can't
hats-
imagine. I can imagine like what David Tennant had to go through to wear those contact lenses.
And that's my favorite thing about lenses like that is they always look a lot more intense than they are to actually wear, because the biggest difference in like especially your ability to see simply comes from the hole that's cut out for your pupil. And you know, with something like a snake eye or a cat eye or something that has a black pupil, it's much easier to disguise that in a way that still makes it look very dramatic and very interesting without, you know, without interfering with your field of vision. Although I will say my Bill contacts mess with my peripheral. So I will have people step like directly next to me and they'll be like, why didn't you say hi to me? It's like, I can't see you.
Oh no, and I heard the same thing with like if you're wearing the contact lenses to make you look blind, like if you're gonna cosplay as Toph.
Oh, the mesh.
It's
Yeah.
Because
all over.
I've
It's all
heard
over.
I was once told by this cosplayer at a con that it depends whether, you know, it's not like, you know, there's light, there's no light.
Mhm.
Absolutely. I get the
Like
same effect with my cherry blossom lenses, or not cherry blossom, with my cherry bomb lenses. It's a rough
so
go.
Yeah.
what cosplays context you talked about? I know you talked about Judy.
Judy Crowley, Cherry, Husk, and you know, we'll throw my Bill lenses on there just because they are a standard for me. And Bill is, I don't wear him as much as I used to anymore, just because I've been on a has-been kick.
Especially with, you know, more episodes dropping.
But those are my favorite. I'm probably gonna give a call up to the gentleman who did my cherry bomb lenses, because I'm going to be cosplaying Crimson from Hell of a Boss, and I want to make sure I have the full yellow sclera with red pupil. Or
I'm looking him
iris.
up right now. I'm far way behind. I'm still like not even caught up with season 1 yet. Moxie's dad,
Yes,
voiced by the same actor too, by the way.
yes. I'm a big sucker for mob history and mob media, so that character's existence. I was messaging an art friend of mine who did some work for them, and I was just like, thank you for making this character for me.
So would you be wearing yellow contacts or yellow Scalar lens? The
So
full
with the yellow,
the full Scalar with like the little pupil.
yeah, so a yellow sclera with since him and Moxie have, I am assuming, the same color eyes, it
They
would
do.
be yellow sclera with a red iris and then black pupil, but probably make that black pupil a little bit whiter.
I can't wait to see you. And are you gonna do? I gotta ask, are you gonna do the gold tooth as well?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to. I can't wait to see that. I can't really. Just a little tangent here because I do like bringing other series from onto this one. I can't repeat the line, but hearing Bliss's reaction when Moxie's dad, yeah, if you know the scene,
Yeah.
you know the scene.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do.
If you know, you know. It's probably like the funniest thing ever. Mut Rib, some of your top favorite contact lenses to wear for cosplays.
Um, One of them's a twofer. So I wear a yellow pair that are called anime yellow, and
I love that so much.
yeah, they actually they have a gradient in them, so you've got a deeper kind of golden yellow, and then it goes into
Ooh.
like a lighter bright kind of golden color, and they also have like the little white kind of highlights put into them already. So when you wear them, even if they get turned a bit, they still
Look at those
look like
eyes,
really
those
bright.
big anime eyes.
Exactly. They look really cool as far as like if you are doing an anime character or one that's like, you know, more cartoony. They just really pop. So I use those actually for both Inuyasha and for Dio from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. And those are the ones actually that people will be like, do you mind if I get really close to your face so I can look at them? And you're just like, sure. And you're just like, as Dio, like someone's just getting
That's when
closer
you
and
do the
closer.
JoJo bend and see how far people can follow you.
Yeah, just be like, oh, excuse me. Yeah.
I just like trying to picture someone like you're doing the JoJo bend, someone's following, and the next thing you know, they just fall.
Yeah,
I used to
exactly.
do people at anime conventions.
Yeah, no, those ones are
Is-
definitely a big hit as far as like I love the way they look, and I know it really gets a lot of people's attention because to have like that yellow eye, especially again talking about like having brown eyes, it's hard to get things to pop unless you
Oh,
have like that blocked out white.
it's
Yeah,
cosplay.
exactly. Yeah, that's Dio. Hi, Dio.
I'm looking. Yeah, I see the little white shine right underneath it. That is
Mm-hmm.
really cool.
Yeah, and I've actually also used those ones for my Alucard cosplay from Castlevania. So they're
Ooh.
just like they just give enough of a highlight to really like make your eye,
Oh,
yeah, just like really pop. Yep. Yeah, those ones are definitely my top favorite ones. And then right under those ones are the exact same contact like pattern, but it's in blue. And I use that one for Link from Breath of the Wild specifically. Um, they just
and
like
he's got
really
some
again,
bright freaking eyes. I also
yeah.
recognize that you wear blue contacts when you cosplay as Sheik, the lead Sheik
Yeah.
outfit.
Oh yeah. That specifically, yeah. Those ones like are my Link go-to. Those blue ones. I will wear like no other blue contacts for him at all. Especially like if you look at some of the promo art from Breath of the Wild, there's like that
mm,
highlight part is very much a part of the art. So just try to
yeah,
keep it.
you can again with your permission to show
Yes, of course.
show the ones here, but like that like also like can't really kind of see.
Yeah, definitely like one of them you can see a lot better with the color. But yeah, those ones do the same thing where it's just like they pop just enough to where it's like, oh, cool, like they're obviously contacts, but
Also,
they're
really well done, Sheik, by the way.
oh, thank you.
Link Sheik, I should say. No, that's his outfit from Breath of the Wild. My bad.
It's a
Uh,
Sheikah link though, so it's not completely wrong or right.
yeah. So the yellow ones, and then the one for Link. What are the other two?
I got after many trial and error again. Sometimes it's a curse having brown eyes, I guess, if you're a cosplayer. I finally figured out a pair that would work for my Doma cosplay for Demon Slayer, just because I didn't want to go full rainbow, as you can definitely get a full rainbow contact. It's just
Who?
um Doma
I'm
from Demon Slayer. He's
I'm
the
not that
upper
far.
two demon.
Oh, him!
Yeah.
I'm
Nobody
look.
likes him.
Basically,
Those are the
I
most fun characters to cosplay, though.
They really are. Like,
they
I really
were.
don't like Dio, but like me and my friend got into JoJo, and she was just like, if you cosplayed him, that would be amazing.
oh
And then
my
I did as a
god,
joke.
those contacts, those eyes. What? And I'm gonna. So anyone familiar? You are allowed one cuss word because this is a PG-13 podcast. I want to say my one curse word. What the fuck kind of how do you wear? So would those be and someone can answer me? Would those be considered Scalara lenses?
Um, it's more for those characters, it is just that they have a really big not the sclera. What is
Iris.
the iris? Thank you. I'm like, what's the smaller
I
circle
would
called?
like if I was
The
to wear
sclera,
contacts.
the in-between sclera.
If
Yeah.
I was to wear something like that, my fear would be, not paint like I can't. I mean, my vision is bad as it is already bad from like I can't see like I can see like probably 2 feet away from me, but like if I was walking, I would probably run into a wall and not realize it until last minute.
Yeah, they actually did come out with contacts that were specifically for that, for his character. I personally don't like wearing any mesh or really small pupilled contacts myself, just because I also too can't
Oh,
see too well.
you can find them on Milko Queen.
Oh,
Yes, you
can you?
can.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Uh,
I went a different route. I ended up kicking into my art nerd brain and worked with my color theory
nice.
brain cells, and I was like,
Oh.
what can we do, guys? So I ended up
Oh.
finding a pair that were doing the same kind of effect, but because I have brown eyes, I could use the brown to then make the more blue and purple colors react to then
Here's and yeah,
those.
there's a pupil in the center, so you can actually see.
That's not
Some have
enough.
people. No, No, that's one that it's like, unless you are standing immediately in front of me,
Hmm.
I will not perceive you even
Yeah.
a little bit.
You want to know what it's like to have a migraine and have tunnel vision? That's what those are.
That's exactly what it feels like.
Yeah.
Whoa, so what was his name again? I just forgot.
Doma.
So that one, Link, Doma, and who is your fifth one?
My fifth one is one I am still working on as far as cosplay, but Hyakimaru from Dororo has his character is basically a doll made up of wood. And for his contacts, I found these really, really like I don't want to call them basic. They're just very simply designed, but they're designed enough to where it was like adding that kind of wood
Oh, I
stare.
know him. I know him. I've actually
Yeah.
watched the live action version of this movie.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
I'm really familiar, and his eyes are brown.
yeah, they are. So for the contacts that I got for him, like the design of them, it's a 14 millimeter like contact lens as far as like actual color. Yeah, they
Like,
just have like a hollow stare
oh man, yeah,
just kind of going through.
I remember seeing the live action version and his character. Actually, keep on talking about the live action version of him.
Hmm. Yeah, I found a pair that had a really very similar shade of brown, and they also have a tiny, tiny bit of gradient to it, but the outside has that really harsh kind of black edge, and it just like adds that wooden kind of hollow, weird kind of thing to it. So those are my favorite as far as like the top five. But those ones actually, the brown ones I'm talking about, I did wear them for a pumpkin Halloween makeup that I did.
I saw that. If again, am I able to show everyone that?
Yes, you're more than welcome to.
Let's see if I can't find it. I saw it like, oh, where is it? Oh, here it is. Oh, I'm frozen. Oh
Sorry.
no.
Oh,
He's
Ah,
gone.
who's the logo now?
dang it. Sorry. Yeah, low system resources may affect. Oh, I'm gonna
Oh,
believe this one, but off. Sorry.
whoa. Two. Two.
So that was,
Um,
can we use two of them?
no, I'm bleeping that one out.
Oh.
But here is what you were talking about.
Yeah, those are the same
Ooh.
contacts.
Um,
I will be using those for Hyakimaru after I get some more
I
of them done.
cannot wait. Who's gonna so I gotta ask real quick.
Mhm.
Who you gonna have to cosplay as the girl that follows him in the movie?
As
and in the
Totoro.
anime?
I may or may not have wrangled one of my besties into do it in some sort of guilt trip.
You gotta cosplay this person now because I'm cosplaying this person. I can't wait to see how you go about, because yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's his eyes, his hands, a good chunk of his body was like his. I remember the premise where his dad basically sacrifices basically his whole body to a bunch of demons
Mhm.
to obtain power.
Yeah, basically his entire body has been like sold to demons as far as like yeah, what you were saying, like a ritual. So he was basically sacrificed and then a he survives being sacrificed basically, and a man who works and makes prosthetics for soldiers finds him and ends up building him a body.
Underneath his fake arms are swords.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I've
Yeah.
I've never seen the original anime. I've never seen the newer version. I said I was introduced to
Oh, Wayne.
I was introduced to the
Wayne,
live
you
action.
must watch the newer anime.
I recommend watching the 2007 film.
Okay.
It's not bad, and for looking at it, it damn near stays faithful to the anime and the
Mm-hmm.
manga. Elsa, what have been some of your top favorite contact lenses to wear for cosplay?
So I've only had 3 contacts in my life, but I'm planning to get more this year. Don't worry. So my first one was, well, my current favorite ones are obviously these blue ones because I could, because like as you guys said, we have brown eyes and you can't see anything with it. And then my second favorite one was for my meat theory. She had a really cute. I say was because I accidentally tore it.
Isn't she the one with the pink hair?
Yeah, she's the one with the pink hair and braids. I already pulled up a photo of like the contact lens if you want to see. Yeah. But it was used for another cosplay for Todoroki because, and It was meshing. I did enjoy the meshing, and I enjoyed running into people. But I hope you
Oh,
can
the
see.
little hearts.
Cute.
Yeah. Like, that's why I loved it, and also because it worked well for Meat City because she's a love Hashira.
Mm-hmm.
And the last one were the Nezuko, the AliExpress Nezuko one.
For
I
anyone
would
who's
love-
not familiar with Mitsuri, this is what her. I'm gonna show you a good picture again. She's got some bright, like lime green eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And also remember, guys, that it's okay to be a little off canon.
Oh yeah.
How do you
Oh, yeah.
cosplayers
Mess
just-
it
how
up.
do you- How do you
Make it
cosplayers
amazing.
do it?
Do you?
Yes. And again, the last one's obviously the Nezuko ones from AliExpress. I was so proud of myself when I looked at myself in the mirror. But then when I showed my friends, they're like, "Your eyes colors haven't changed much." I'm like, the trauma.
It sounds like the contact lenses were almost see-through to where they can actually see your brown, your regular eye color.
Yeah, basically. Again,
Yes.
I found that out the hard way.
You got to be careful ordering from third-party websites that aren't known for, that are known for delivering just not just contacts, but a bunch of clothes and everything.
We all make mistakes as cosplayers when we're just like, look, the thing I'm looking for at a reasonable price, and quickly.
Mhm.
Oh, I learned
And
that.
then it gets
I
there and
learned
you're
that
like,
real
"Ah,
quick. I learned that real quick by ordering a Professor Snape cosplay from Harry Potter and realizing it was I should have gone a size up.
It's always fun.
But it's okay. We learn from these mistakes, which is the good thing.
No, I agree. I mean, eventually I want to look into contact lenses because I was gonna get like the mesh ones. And it's like, wait, there's another version of they're called zombie white eyes.
Oh,
And they're
yeah.
and they're could be for a future Scorpion cosplay because in a
Mm.
different live action version of Mortal Kombat, he does have the zombie white eyes.
Another great website to order from that I didn't mention earlier is called coloredcontacts.com, but it's colored spelled like how British people spell it with a U. They have a fantastic selection of just regular, like normal colors, and then you have the cosplay Halloween colors as well. And I've seen a few, I think it's on their website, they do glow in the dark lenses as well.
I have seen the glow in the dark ones and the UV ones, and those look pretty freaking cool.
They look so cool, and at the same time, I'm just like, I want those, but not in my eyeball because
I mean, they'd be great for Five Nights at Freddy's cosplay, especially with with the movie coming out this year.
well, and Ruin just dropped a couple days ago.
Yep. But yeah, like when I first saw like the UV ones, like I can see people do like the Five Nights at Freddy's cosplay, especially how in the trailer their eyes glow red.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those look so cool. Now, one more question before the final question. Rocky, back to you. Are there any contact lenses you're looking to wear for future cosplays?
Just the ones I mentioned earlier for Crimson. I might change my Husk lenses up depending on how, the show goes. I'm really happy with what they are now because my Husk cosplay is kind of in between full demon and full and human. But other than that, nothing like super specific at the moment. I might get a new Cherry Bomb one. Because I've kind of changed how I wear her. So I kind of want to just do the full sclera on one side, see if I can get a little bit brighter pigment with that. And then do a blackout sclera where I still have my pupil available on the other side. So I can move my hair to the side and actually look at things if I want.
Nice. Same question for you, Mut Rib. Any future cosplays you're looking forward to that involve contact lenses?
Honestly, I feel like I have just about every color I will ever need. I guess more so for anything in the future. I got to go to SoccerCon this last year and I did an Olympic version of Zagreus from Hades and got to finally try and wear a sclera lens. Because one of his eyes is fully black with just the red iris and then his other eye's green. Just regular kind of green. And I'm just looking forward to kind of wearing that again. Simply because it was just fun. And it was just one of those like character, details that just really like brought it all together, So looking forward to doing that again.
Nice. Same question for you. So any future cosplays you're looking forward to do that involve contact lenses?
Yes, I'm actually going to be buying, well, trying to find close enough for Black Butler characters, specifically for the Grim Reapers, because they have
Ooh.
they're really cute eyes. And I'm also trying to look at for any contact lenses. I had to quickly Google search, like any of these that look very animated.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I
Because
love that those are becoming more common to find.
Right?
They're so freaking cute.
and working with more mesh, even though I hated like bumping into people and loved it at the same time, it's just like it's a good learning,
The final product is just so
right?
good. It's
So
such
I
a pain in the ass to wear, but it looks so good.
right. So I'm just looking forward to get more contacts this year instead of having these same ones. But hey, you can't go wrong if it still works, right?
Ooh, I just thought of one of my favorite questions. Elsa's familiar with this from being on Kitchen That Cosplayer. Who here has raise your hand if any of you have contact lens horror stories?
I would raise my hand.
I have kind of
Just move your just move your
just kind of
character
roll
back
your
there.
head around a
It
little
won't
bit.
let me.
Ow.
It
It
just
won't let
laughs.
you. Oh
I
my
have
god,
to
you're
like
terrible.
ha ha ha. I have to laugh. God, it won't do it. Okay.
Okay. So you all raise your hand and you just Rocky, what's your and again, this is not to scare anyone from contact lenses. Again, this is
Oh.
just people's experiences. Rocky, what is your contact lens horror story?
It's half horror story and half don't do as I say, not as I do. I forgot to swap out my my liquid for a
The
pair of my
solution.
a solution for about a week before cons, because if I know a pair of contacts has been sitting in a drawer for a while, I'll swap it at least a week before, and then a few days before, and then night before. I forgot to do that at I think it was OhioCon. It was OhioCon of this last year. And I pulled out my Bill Cipher lenses, and they were crunchy and
Oh.
hydrated. So I, in a panic at 6 a.m, just doused them in fresh solution and prayed, and then wore those during the day, which is not a good idea.
You're lucky you didn't go blind.
Yeah.
Don't do that, kids.
That's a big no-no, everybody.
It's a big no-no, but I was desperate and I'm fine. Everything's okay. But yeah, always double and triple check the moisture level of your lenses at least a week before your convention, and then just keep checking them the closer.
Yeah. And
Do
do
your
it
research,
like
kids.
regularly too. Sometimes you have a leaky case.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mut Rib, same question. What is your contact lens horror story?
I was going to talk about the time that mine got crunchy, but
They're all terrible.
it's fine, Rocky. You can tell your story.
We've all had crunchy lenses.
We've all had a crunchy story. I guess my second worst one was I was cosplaying as Inuyasha, and the way that I do his cosplay is I put on actual like nails with
The
Acrylic.
pressed on sharp claw nails.
I wish they would have been pressed on at that point, but what I was doing was actually doing like what a nail tech would do and putting the glue on and like shaping them to my nail so that it was like
Oh, and
I got it to
Inuyasha's got some like
yeah.
thin sharp nails too.
And I'm somebody who has historically been a chef and someone who works in the food industry, so my nails are short. I'm not used to wearing claws at all. But my horror story is we spent all day at con and I forgot the nail remover.
Oh no.
So me trying to get these contacts out was just not going to happen. I did try it. I don't know how people live with nails like that, because it was just like I ended up eventually finding a pair of nail clippers and just clipping them so that I could get them out. But it was like, for about 15 to 20 minutes just being like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, how do I do this?
I've seen people like use those little tools, like little
The
contact
little
tweezer
The little
things.
tweezers, yeah.
Yeah,
I can
see,
barely put my finger near my eye. If I'm coming at it with tweezers,
yeah,
Oh, no,
I
not
don't
happening.
trust
Oh,
them.
I've come to the solution. If I'm ever gonna wear contacts for anything, I'm gonna have someone do it for me because screw trying to do it myself. Got like my hands are like steady, but like trying to put something near my eye.
Just start blinking a lot.
Coming
Yeah.
from someone who had issue when doing Joker from Batman comics, having my sister put like the eyeliner underneath my eye, and my eyes were watering, and it kind of ruined my makeup a
Yeah.
bit. So it's like,
It's
yeah,
a trip doing anything with your eye. You like your body reacts to like don't
Absolutely.
do anything with that, right? Like don't touch it, don't stab it, don't.
just
We really look evolution in the face and say, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah, I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you. Totally touching you.
Oh man, that's just like I can't imagine forgetting your nail polish remover, your nail remover, and then having to use nail clippers to clip the fake on nails off so you can take
Yeah.
your contact. That's just
That was the main thing. I was at a friend's house, so like they didn't have nail clippers.
they always have
So
nail clippers on hand.
I know. Oh, I
Like
learned.
I feel like that's like a just a number one rule when it
It's in
comes
the
to
cosplay emergency kit, nail
I mean,
clippers.
yeah, you got nail clippers, you got, water bottles, you got sewing needles, you got thread, you got like
Glue.
everything,
So much glue.
glue,
I had extra nail glue.
whether it's nail glue or whether it's spirit gum in case, like part of your wig starts to slip off because, you didn't put enough on when you're cosplaying as Ice King Simon. Yeah. It's interesting putting all I will say it's interesting putting spirit gum on your eyebrows when you need to put fake white eyebrows on.
Mm.
Yeah, it's interesting. Elsa, contact lens horror story.
Well, basically everyone's the crunchy one, but so I really don't have one other than accidentally sleeping in them a couple of times.
No, you don't
Yeah,
do
no,
that.
and but okay.
Yeah, I feel like we all are like, this was terrible. People shouldn't do this, and then we all
We all do it and like
thing. It's like, man, do you take good care of your contact lenses? You bet. Definitely pulls like a fully dehydrated pack out that's been sitting in the back of the drawer for God knows how many months. Like I had to force I almost did this, but I made myself reorder the ones for the cosplays that I wear more frequently. I almost just kept my lenses that I had worn to cons pre-COVID that I
Yeah.
wear.
And contact lenses are like what, good for 3 months
They
if
are
taken care
good
of.
for up to 2 years, depending on the brand you get and depending on the prescription level that you get.
They do have an expiration date,
They
though.
do.
Pay attention to that, y'all.
They
You don't
do.
want to
They
put in the contact lens past the expiration date. Next thing you know, you're like blind in one eye.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Like you always want to be as safe as you can. So like I remember the second I scheduled my first con thing post COVID, I'm like, I have contact lenses. And then I thought about it for more than 30 seconds. I'm like, I have potato chips in contact lens cases.
No.
So
So I had to reorder all of them
even
because
like so even if the contacts are in the solution, they can still get all crinkly.
so I actually have a whole case here. So because I got this handy dandy thing where
Oh my goodness.
I keep all my contact lenses like color coded based on my characters. So I just
Same.
Purple being for Judy Hopps or
yeah, but basically because these lens cases are made of plastic, they are a porous plastic, and especially because they twist, they are not
Mhm.
necessarily airtight. Because they are not airtight, your saline solution will evaporate, leaving just the saline behind while the solution part goes bye-bye.
kind of like
So
if
they
you're
turn
someone who
into
sorry.
just very salty pieces of crispy plastic inside other plastic. And if you are a desperate cosplayer, you will just add more solution to it and just hope it gets all wiggly again.
It's just basically that's like adding fuel to the fire when there's already the fire.
Yeah, you're just adding more saline to it, which, kills some germs, not all of them. You want to make sure that you're washing your hands very thoroughly. obviously before you're handling anything near your eyeballs, but don't be like me. Don't be like, yeah, I can wear these 5-year-old lenses that have been sitting in a drawer for 2 years to con.
It's
No,
super
No,
not
no,
worth
I
it.
can't. No, I can't.
no.
No.
No, there's no excuse
Yeah.
in
I
that
feel like a
situation.
big
Just go without.
sorry.
Oh no, you're fine.
No. I just feel like a big part of why you might end up having like a horror story, right? Is like for a lot of things, unless like how Elsa was saying, sometimes you put your contacts in and you cry. There's not always an instant like
It's
there's
just
not
gonna be in
always
there, good to go.
yeah. No, there's just not always an instant like reaction to what you're doing to your body, right? So like when people are heating up PVC pipe with a heating gun and not wearing a mask, it's like you might feel maybe a headache later, but like you're doing this over and over again, and like eventually you're gonna end up with
That
the
they
consequence.
there's
You
always
know?
like a delayed reaction.
There is.
Exactly.
There's another big safety thing that nobody taught me, and I had to learn the hard way. And luckily, nothing happened. When you get your special little contact lenses, and they come in a container, either a peel back container or the little bottle, rinse that shit. Rinse it with
Yep.
your saline solution. Do
Mhm.
not be me and go, this is fine, and put it in your eyeball directly from the bottle.
Well, that's right. You have to
That's
you have to resolution them before wearing them.
Yeah.
that solution that is in there for storage purposes is not the same saline solution that they sell in the bottles to wash
No.
and maintain your
And
lenses.
I'm sure you all can recommend, do your research on solutions, because I know everyone. I mean, and this is just basic human thing. Everyone is allergic to something, whether it's for contact lenses or solution. You don't want to get the wrong solution. The next thing you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
having also understanding your own body, some people produce more tears than others. So
Like me.
exactly. Some of us just cry more. But I always keep some saline solution on me, some eye drops, because I do have friends that their eyes dry out really, really quick. Mine are fine. But if your eyes personally dry out very easily, always have those eye drops on you, because it's
Yeah,
just
always
mean,
have like a contact specific kit.
that doesn't
Yeah.
hurt to bring to a con for your contact, for your convention, handy
with
dandy
your nail
bag.
glue and your nail clippers.
Yeah. Shush.
As I call it, your convention bag of holding.
Exactly.
Mhm.
But yeah, always having some eyedroppers, always carrying, if you don't have a travel, like a travel kit, always carrying your lens case with you. So if your eyes do end up getting severely irritated, like I was at an anime expo, God, what year was that? 2017 was the last year I was.
Are you talking about Anime Expo in California, Anime Expo?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I used to
was
work
that
with I used to work with them. I worked with them for like 5 years.
August? Oh, so you went 2017. That's before like crowds, just everyone and their mother-in-law was just.
Not really. I worked there from 2013 through 2017 in the offices, but I was lucky enough to be able to cosplay while I was doing my job as well. But there was one day that I was cosplaying Princess Buttercup from Princess Bride, and I had a pair of blue contacts in. They were a brand new pair, but for whatever reason they were severely irritating my eyes. So, and I made sure I had my contact lens case, because I popped them out, I popped them back in my case, went about my day. It's never worth it. If you are uncomfortable at any point in your day, your eyes are dry, your eyes are itchy, your eyes are constantly blinking because your eyeball is trying to get something out of it, take them out. It's not worth it. It's not worth hurting yourself. It's not worth any discomfort to try and push through your day.
No.
Yeah,
But-
and like also too with that, the environment that you're in, because
Yeah.
so like living up in Oregon right now, it's more humid, more moisture in the air. When I lived in LA, wearing contacts is almost impossible for me because it's a dry heat.
And the
So
smog, especially when you're in like
Yeah.
downtown LA, if you're walking down the street, that smog, you don't really think about it, but it does get all up in your
Coming
lenses.
from someone who used to live in California with the heat, I can say between living up here in the Pacific Northwest and living in California where it's like triple digit 100, 1300, 15 weather. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why
I agree.
I moved to Ohio. I was tired of living in a state that was constantly on fire. If it's gonna light the land on fire, it will dry out your contact lenses. It's not.
yeah.
But you can always get like, I have like this whole huge carrying case or this whole huge container that came with 12 all different colors, and you can keep your lenses organized because most contacts do come with their cases. But you know, for my brain, it's easier to color coordinate stuff because I'm like, oh yes, my Husk cosplay is red, therefore I grab the one with the red cap on it.
Nope.
Yeah. Just to add to that too is like when you're make sure to also not just like top off your solution, but also make sure to like completely replace the case, right?
Yeah.
And like clean them out, because one thing I learned the hard way is, oh, okay, cool, I want to like clean the contacts I have. I don't have a second set of cases that are ready to go to do that.
Yeah.
So getting like twice as many cases as contacts is another thing that nobody needs to learn the hard way.
It's not worth it.
Oh no.
Mhm.
So real quick here to end this, back to you, Rocky. Any last minute advice you would like to share? Again, as mentioned, no one here is professional. This is just their own personal advice on this channel when it comes to cosplay con talk for podcasts. When it comes to stuff like this, we always recommend doing your research.
Doing your research.
As I say, do as I say, not as I do.
Exactly. Don't put potato chips in your eyes.
Only put them in your mouth.
But also please don't eat your contact lenses.
We did. Don't
Honestly,
do
my biggest thing is it doesn't matter if you've seen an optometrist or anything like that, you're doing everything correctly. Listen to your body. Your body will tell you if it cannot handle something in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Your body will tell you when it's had enough of the contact lenses in your eyeballs. Listen to your body. It will keep you safe.
I wholeheartedly agree on that. Mut Rib, same question. Advice you would like to throw out there for those who are listening and or watching.
All right, I have a mini list, and this is just stuff that I really wish that I had known, whether it was with my prescription contacts or with the colored ones. If the contact for any reason is not coming out, do not freak out. Do just stay as calm as you can and leave your eye alone. And you know, put some drops in, because what's most likely happening is the lens has kind of adhered itself, you know, to your cornea, but it's not going to stay there. It's not going to never come out of your eye. Do not worry. And then just, you know, relax a bit, because the other part of it too is that you're stressing yourself out, and that's not going to help you get it out of your eye any quicker or with any less irritation. So that's like a huge thing. The other thing that I wish that I was more aware of when I first started too, was don't put a contact into a dry eye. Always put eye drops in first. I am so sorry, Rocky.
No, because I've done it. I've done it, and I was just immediate tears, and I'm like, something is horribly wrong. And then you wet it with a little bit of solution, and it goes right back in. And it's like, oh, we're fine.
Yeah, exactly. So it's, you know, do eye prep. Like really, like you're gonna put, the thing is the contact covers the skin of your eye basically, and there's no oxygen getting to it, right? Like it's not allowing that as much. So if you're putting, imagine just a hard cap right on that, it's like not going to help lubricate it. It's not going to help make that any easier of an adventure for you or an experience while you're at con.
It just
So,
sounds painful.
yeah, it's, you know, sometimes you pull, I mean, there's liquid on the contact after you pull it out of your case, but it's like, no, what you need to do is also get your eye ready. You know, so put eye drops in before putting in a contact, and then if you want to put drops in after, like go for that too, because they're made of plastic, and you know, you want to make sure that it's happy, especially too if you're doing sclera lenses. That's a huge thing. I might go on a tiny tangent here because it's a big deal. So when you have a sclera contact lens, it's a bigger thing. It's a bigger
I heard those things
area.
are a nightmare to put into your eye.
And they don't have to be. That's the problem. I'm like, Elsa, why are you crying? Like, don't cry. Because people, I've seen videos, I've seen tutorials of, again, you know, people who aren't necessarily eye doctors or experts, and they're like, oh, this is how you put it in. You just deal with the tears. And I'm like, you don't have to though. And that's actually not great for your eye anyway, right? So when you have a sclera lens, you're gonna fill that sucker up with saline solution, and you're gonna face down. You just gotta plop a bowl of just liquid into your face. That's what it is. So please, please, please do eye prep before you actually put the contact in. Because yeah,
There's
it'll just
there's
Mhm.
actually a YouTube video called the YouTube channel is called Dr. Eye Health, and he has a
that's my man.
right,
That's
right.
my man, Dr. Allen. Get it?
He does a fan. If you are a visual learner,
hmm
watch that.
I'll make sure to
Yeah.
put a link in the description below for that.
I
I just-
have links for like his entire everything that's useful for a cosplayer, like all that stuff saved, because here's the thing too with him is it's one of those things, you know, you go to your eye doctor and they're like, don't do it, don't do it, and then it's like cosplayers are gonna do it. At least there's information on how to do it as healthily and safely as you can, because it's just like at this point people are doing this, they might as well have the info to then do it well-ish.
Oh, yeah, no. And
you know.
I agree. And again, I will be put for again those who are watching or listening. Verbally, I will be saying disclaimer: we are not professionals. For those who are watching, I'll be putting in big bold red letters: disclaimer: we are not professionals.
Put it right over my dog face.
I just want people to
Yes.
know that when it comes to these things, these are their own personal experiences. This is what they've done. Cannot stress that enough. Do as I say, not as I do, and do your research. That's just a big number one thing when it comes to cosplay in general. Elsa, last but not least, advice you would like to throw out there, especially for someone who's been wearing contacts for a short amount of time.
For a short amount of time, don't do what I did, was nap on sleeping.
I mean, unless the date they come up with, the rapid dissolving contact lenses.
Oh.
24-hour use.
24 hours and they just rapidly.
I think that's just called LASIK surgery at that point.
Yeah, right.
Could be wrong.
And make sure to take breaks with them, because I was honestly wearing these contacts today, but then I took a couple of hours because, again, your eyes still need breaks from them. And now that I fully realize why my eyes are crying, I'm gonna be using that tip. I learned something today. Other than alligator tail tastes like a chicken.
Oh, yeah. Delicious.
It was. And yeah. Those are my main giveaways. Giveaways.
I have a question for Elsa real quick, if
Yes.
that's cool.
Go ahead.
Were you somebody who was like nervous to touch your eye? Because that's like one of the biggest things that people ask me about, because they're just like, oh, when they see that there's something like in my eye, like because
No,
you're newer to this.
No, I've been doing it since 2020, so I'm like familiar with it. It's just getting used to it, I guess the word is.
Yeah.
But I've been getting better now that I'm learning these tips today.
Doing this for years, my eyes still freak out anytime I bring like a contact even a little bit close. My eyes are just like, no.
That's
Yeah,
just like
I gotta do the look away real quick before it like gets in contact.
Yeah, it's like any
scares
of the
me.
doctors who are just like, yeah, and then you look directly at your finger. It's like, what if I didn't do that? What if I look at it and then the second it gets close, I look somewhere else so I don't have to see my eyeball.
What if I avoid it with my eye?
I think that should go again. Rocky, Mut Rib, and Elsa, thank you for coming on. Real quick, I'm gonna have everyone drop those pluggables. Rocky, where can people find you on the social media sites in case they want to follow you and stay up to date with any of your cosplays and stuff like that?
For sure. On Instagram and TikTok, I am Rocky Rants _cosplay. If you are interested in following me on Twitter, I am Rocky _rants. My Twitter is mostly just my fanfic writing and stuff like that. But yeah.
Ooh. Man, I haven't read fanfics in a long time. Mut Rib, same thing. Where can people find you if they want to stay up to date on all that fun stuff?
I am solely an Instagram user at mutrib.cosplay. I also do, you won't just only see my cosplays, but I also do photography too. So if you find my page and go, that's not you, it's okay. I did the editing at least. But yeah, that's where all my most current projects are. And I haven't been on there for a hot minute, but I will be soon in the next month or so. I'll be at Annie Medford next.
I
So
was just
that's where
about
you
to
guys
say
can find me.
you can find Mut Rib this if you're coming down to the Medford Central Point area. Be sure to keep an eye out for Mut Rib at Anna Medford at the Jackson County Expo, August 12th through the 13th. And last but not least, Elsa, where can people find you if they want to stay up to date with your cosplays and everything?
You can find me up to date on TikTok and Instagram, which is for Instagram, it's Ultimate Phantom, which is _U and then M, as well as TikTok, just Ultimate Phantom. Or if not, I'll be just here chilling on
The
I just
podcast.
forgot on your podcast.
I'll just be lurking in your walls on your podcast.
Whether it's
Can't get rid of
for
them now.
I'll
whether
be
it's
in your
for the
dried
whether
out
it's for the
contact solution.
don't eat your just because your contacts look like chips doesn't mean you should eat them. Hashtag
The
don't eat your
forbidden chip.
hashtag don't eat the forbidden
chip.
hashtag don't eat the forbidden chip. Just okay.
Might need to coin that now.
All right, this has gone completely off the rails.
Put that on a shirt. Hashtag don't eat the forbidden chip.
You got a new shirt idea thing?
Just like with a really crispy looking
Contact lens.
contact lens.
Just
Yeah.
a picture of someone just holding a
forbidden
crispy
chip.
contact lens. Okay, I'm having way too much fun with this. You all know where you can find me. Link trees in the description below. As always, I'm Wayne the Unknown. Until next time, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you for watching.